Hello, everyone, and welcome to Girl Ask Me Anything Monday Moments. I am your host, Coach Desi, and I am super excited to be here with you for our Monday Moments live stream. I am a leadership and technology coach. And I help later in life women entrepreneurs who are brand new, starting their businesses, to get over the technology blues, to get their systems right and tight, as well as learn how to lead yourself and your business well. And I am just excited about the time that I get to spend with you tonight because I have a very special guest. Now, one of the things that I share often is that you and I were made for this moment right here, right now. You were built for this. And so it is our mission here at Excellence by Design, which is my company, to help you to discover your infinite potential, to develop your strengths, and to design your success your way. Now, let me tell you something. My guest tonight has truly, she is like the epitome of doing things well. And I absolutely love that I'm going to be able to share some time with her tonight. But if this is your first time, before I even introduce my guest, if this is your first time joining me live ever, please say hello. Please let me know where you are joining from in the world so that I can greet you by name. Would love to do that. I see that we've got some people on. This is great. So go ahead and let me know who you are. And if you didn't click the little thing up above or down below to let me know who you are, please click the link so that I can see your name. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Well, let me tell you about my special guest tonight. This is Coach Kathy Amos, and she is a woman who wears many, many, many hats. She is currently the reigning Mrs. Black America Senior 2019. Get excited about that. She is a minister. She is the CEO and founder of several businesses in the state of Mississippi. And she and her husband are both currently pursuing their doctorate degrees. I mean, when I tell you, let me just tell you a little bit more about her. She is the CEO and president of Business Empowered Mississippi, a Christian Chamber of Commerce for the state of Mississippi. She is the CEO of the Best of Mississippi Awards, the iBud Foundation, Soma Coaching and Consulting, and Safe House Emporium, where she has an online brand that helps and gives a part of its proceeds back into the community. She's on the Dean's List. Y'all, I'm telling you, she does all of the things. And one of her greatest passions is to train and develop strong leaders to do the work of ministry, serving effectively alongside of others. So I'm just going to go ahead and bring Kathy on. I am super excited. We have some folks here who are excited to meet you, Mrs. Black America Senior. I love it. Hi, Kathy.
Hello, 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 my friend, my good sister.
Hello. Thank you so much for saying yes.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Excited and honored to be here.
We have some folks. So we've got Oslin joining from Alabama. We've got
Aslan.
Clara joining from Mississippi. We've got Mavis here. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. So, Kathy, we're just going to have a conversation. We're just going to have a conversation. Kind of like we're sitting on the couch, just girlfriends, just kind of hanging out and talking and learning from one another.
That's my kind of talk. Come on, let's go for it.
Come on, let's do it, right?
Look, I need that conversation right now. Doing this dissertation, it's been a very lonely and isolated place. So having a conversation with my girlfriends, I'm telling you, it's a breath of fresh air, literally.
Okay, so you are in your doctoral program. You have 4 or 5 different businesses, and you have a church. You're a minister that you co-pastor with your husband.
Well, we oversee a church. We
Okay,
don't
oversee.
have,
Okay,
yes,
okay. So you oversee, and together, you guys are parenting 15 children and 37 grandchildren.
yes.
Help me to understand when you have time.
Well, you know what? When a girl like me has to take her time, and you have to make your time. So I have learned over the years how to take my time and how to make my time work for me.
Oh, that's so good. That's so good. So good.
That's one of the things that life teaches you,
Mhm.
Desi. It teaches you that when life is pulling you, and you know the Word of God says, "To whom much is given, much is required," and the people will ask even the more. So in that time, and you know that you've been called to do this, that, and the other, you have to learn how to take, just sometimes violently take it by force.
Mhm.
And then there are other times where you really have to just make time to reflect, make time to pray, make your time just to do the things that you want to do to rebuild yourself, refuel.
So that sounds just like being very intentional, no matter what's happening.
Yes, yes. You know, Papa John taught us well with being intentional about our life and our purpose and our call and our mission and our vision. And so that is one of the words that is in the forefront of my head all the time, being very intentional about what you decide that you want to do in life. And that's what I would say to my girlfriends out there that are listening in tonight. Be very intentional about everything that you do. Don't do anything happenstance or mistakenly. Make sure that you're doing it on purpose and in purpose.
I love that. So let's get into this because you are wearing that beautiful sash,
Yeah.
and I know that there was a journey on the path to Mrs. Black America Senior. So tell us, how did you get involved with that?
Well, I had a good friend of mine who lives in Louisiana actually recommended me. This is a new pageant, a new national pageant. And I was recommended to the national director as a contestant. And when I first went in and interviewed with the national director, I just did not know. I'm like, I am 57 years old. I just don't know if I can do this, Lord. And, you know, I talked to the Lord about it. And all of the fears that I had about going into a pageant at this age, he just squashed every reason that I would have had. It was like, no, you from a child you've wanted to do this, and this is something very key for those of you out there that are listening. God doesn't care anything about your age. He does not care anything about how you feel about your body or any of that. When he calls you to something, you've already been equipped. All you have to do is give him a yes. And so my husband and I, we prayed about going into this and accepting the title, because anytime you're dealing with a brand new pageant, you don't have a full 50 state pageant right off the first year. You have to build it. And so we accepted that title as Mr. and Mrs. Mississippi. And Desi, guess what?
What's
Guess
that?
what, girl?
What?
There were, here we are, like 50, I'm 55 at the time, now I'm 56. You know, my husband was 69 at the time, and all of these young AKAs and all of these sorority sisters, you know,
Uh-huh.
I'm like, oh my goodness. I'm like, what did I get myself into? They didn't have a division when they started off. They did not have a division, a senior division. And so I was like rolling with those young chicks. You know, I was on top of it. I'm telling you, the girl came with game. And I'm telling you, they look up to me because they think that we like got this couple has swag. You know, we came stepping. No, 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 no. You will not defeat the girl, because the girl coming in with game. And
I
so
love it. I love it. I love it. So here you are. You have no idea what you're walking into. And then you walk into this space where if your confidence is not where it needs to be, you can be thrown off, right? You could be looking for all the excuses like my age or, my weight, my ability to speak, what do I have to bring to the world? And
Yeah.
you could have been intimidated by so many things, but instead you realize, wait a second. Oh, game on. I am equipped.
Yeah.
I am equipped. And you and your husband did it together. I think that's amazing.
Yeah, we did. And this is the key to it all. When I got my confirmation from the Lord to step into it, I knew that there was an assignment attached to it. And
Mm,
so I went in with an open mind that I was on assignment. And this was not about the glitz or the glamour or any of that. So I did not allow the crown or the sash to take me off course. I stayed focused on the assignment, and I sought the Lord the whole time that I was out there working, the communities and being on the parade, grand marshal, and all of that. I was literally before the Lord, knowing and understanding that I'm out here on purpose and on assignment. What would you have me to do? That was my entire journey. I kid you not. And so from that being Mr. and Mrs. Mississippi, I won in the division, the senior division, and became Mrs. Black America Senior. So I say that to say that anytime you go into something, don't ever go and get caught up in the personality, the glam, the glitz. Always stay focused on what you've been called to do for that particular platform.
hmm That's so good. That kind of leads us into the title of what we're going to be talking about tonight, and it is the mantle of honor.
Yeah.
The mantle of honor. When you think about a mantle and the word honor, it it's heavy. There's so many places that we can go and do, and I love the fact that you were very intentional, and you're sharing it with everyone tonight. Very intentional about seeking God and saying, "Hey, what is it that you want me to do?
Mm-hmm.
You gave me my yes. Okay, I'm going all in.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing everything that I can because once I got the yes, what I'm ready. If
Mm-hmm.
if he says yes, then we're ready."
Right.
Did you encounter any self-talk at any given point in time where you were like, God, I don't know. I don't
Yes.
know.
Yes, I did.
Can you share with us about that?
I did. I had it. I had it quite frequently on early on, and because anytime you step into something new that you've never embarked upon before, even if you step in by faith, it doesn't mean that your faith is not going to waver. It doesn't mean that those little gremlins that come into your head that tell you you're not going to make it doesn't mean that that's not going to happen. But you have to stay the course, and you have to understand that your assignment is relevant because God has already established and ordered your steps. And so with that, a lot of times I had to pray through. I had to just really see the big picture. I had to stop and reflect so that I can see my way.
Mm-hmm.
So anytime those little gremlins would come to tell me, you're not going to make it, you're not going to win, you need, because pageants are expensive, and there were things that I had to do. We had to do fundraisers. Like, you're not going to make it. Every time I had that doubt in my heart, God would always open up a door. He would always just pour out a blessing, or He would always show the way. So He always affirmed wherever He guided us. He always affirmed, and he was always there to reassure us that this path that you're taking has been orchestrated by me. So I would tell anybody out there that if you're doing something that you've never done before, I would not tell you that it's not scary. I would not tell you that you're not going to have your doubts on the way. I'm not going to tell you that you may fail. you know Lean into your own understanding, you will fail. But if you trust in God and lean not to your own understanding, you're going to be successful. No matter how the situation looks, it always pans out. But you just have to keep focused and you have to keep walking by faith.
Mm-hmm. I was reading. I was reading earlier today. There's a book called "The World Class Performers." It's all about being world class. And there
Mm-hmm.
was a quote that talked about champions, and it says, "Champions learn how to develop empowering beliefs and invest a substantial amount of time solidifying those beliefs, mostly through their own self-talk. With guidance from coaches and mentors, champions monitor the words they use. They know that reprogramming your mind, the Bible talks about be ye transformed by the renewing of your
Yeah,
mind.
yeah.
So they know that reprogramming their mind is a never ending activity.
Mm-hmm.
Some people think about this as like positive brainwashing. But it also goes on to say this, it says that a world class belief system
Mm-hmm.
can be created from scratch,
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's good.
no matter what the age, your upbringing, or where you are right now in your life.
Oh, that's good.
A world class belief system is the primary factor in the making of a champion, and every great performer knows it.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
So, in the making of you becoming Mrs. Black America Senior, um, what experiences, or can you tell us of an experience that you had where your self-talk and your belief in the yes that God said, okay, you know what, yes, Kathy, yes, I've called you to go and do this, I've got something for you to do. Can you tell us about an experience where those they were like misfiring?
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, I can. I can give you one good example. Um, there was a lot of travel in our time in transitioning from Mr. and Mrs. Mississippi to going to the national. There were things that we had to have together, and it seemed like it just wasn't coming together. And so every I can do all things through Christ. Every uh, you know, walk by faith, not by sight. Just keep your eyes on the sparrow. God is going to provide. At some point, all of that, it's like it's not coming together. It's not making any sense. It's like it's misfiring. I know what you said, but it's just not. Why is it not working? But I'm telling you, it was the faith. It was just the faith in, even at rock bottom, not having it all together, feeling like you don't have it all together. And I'm going to talk about that rock bottom experience and how you can be successful at rock bottom. That's actually what I'm doing my dissertation on, because that's where I won from. I won from rock bottom, didn't have it all together. But even there, the perspective was right.
Mm.
And so I would tell anybody that, as no matter how much opposition comes or how much things come against you, if you keep the right perspective for where you're going and what you're doing and what you've been called to do, everything else is going to make sense. Everything else is going to align with your perspective, because your perspective is powerful.
Mm-hmm.
And your perspective is an energy that the enemy cannot touch. It's like when you have a certain perspective about life, about a situation, about a certain thing, nothing can deter you from that. It's like when Job was at rock bottom, he just worshiped the Lord. When all his children died, he just worshiped the Lord. He threw ashes over his head and he just began to praise the Lord. His perspective never changed about God. And so whatever you're going through with, no matter what comes against you, you must maintain a positive and a right perspective about where you're going, what you want in life, and what you want to do. It will all make sense if you just hold on and keep your right perspective.
When you share about perspective, I've shared this on my live stream before. In being at rock bottom,
Mm-hmm.
something that happens to us when our thoughts aren't lining up with what we know God has shown us.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember back in 2016 when I hit my rock bottom and I suffered from burnout. And it was at that time that I was given the idea of starting my company, that I was
Mm-hmm.
given my idea of pursuing something bigger than myself. And
Absolutely.
it's easy for people to look at like what they see, like, oh my gosh, she's got it all together.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Absolutely.
she's got it all together. She's got the job, she's got the husband, she's got the house, she's got the businesses, she's got the ministry, she's got all these things, but they don't see the work that had to happen in the background.
Right.
you know but,
Mm-hmm.
Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you guys that are joining us, I am here with Mrs. Kathy Amos. She is Mrs. Black America Senior 2019, the reigning, her and her husband, and they're the reigning, what's the word, the reigning couple. I'll just say it like that. And we're talking about the Mantle of Honor. Now, Kathy has several different businesses that she runs, and in those businesses, I love the way that you put it here on your bio, where you shared that you celebrate others through the eyes of God and how that ties into business.
Mm-hmm.
So, how do you utilize what you've been given in order to help want to be business owners, want to be entrepreneurs, and small business owners in your state?
Well, I can tell you this, Desi, having and wearing a mantle of honor came with a heavy price. It didn't happen overnight, and it certainly did not happen over years' time. It came from a broken place. It even came from a place of rock bottom, and having nothing. And wanting to and being an entrepreneur, if you've ever started a business, for any of those of you that are out there, and you did not have the provision to start your business, but you had a dream in your heart, and the only thing you had was faith, you know, who helps you, where the resources coming from. So I lived in that place for years, just wanting someone to help me, wanting someone to grab me by my hand and just say, look, come with me and I'm going to help build you up and support you. And it wasn't until I became a coach with the John Maxwell team and I invested everything I had, over $18,000 over, a couple of years, just to build myself and make myself to a place where I can really stand on a good place to help somebody else. And it wasn't until then that I had the vision in the heart to want to just pour out into women and men that were seeking to start their own business and did not have the resources, did not have uh, the funds to do the things that they really desired to do in their heart. That's where it came in at. So it was over a couple of years that it took me going through. It took me hitting rock bottom. It took me being at a place where I said, if I could ever do something to help somebody else, I would never wish this upon another individual. I
Mm.
would honor them. I would help them. I would help, and that was my mindset. And today, we run Business Empower Mississippi's Chamber of Commerce, which is a statewide Chamber of Commerce, Christian Chamber of Commerce. And of course, Desi, you're way in California and you are one of the partners. And we have partners in other states as well. So my heart to reach out to those individuals all over the world, because it's not, even though it's coming from Mississippi, my heartbeat goes out throughout the nation to pull people in, to say, you have a safe place to grow. You
Yes.
have a safe place where you're honored, you're appreciated, you're celebrated, and we want to make sure that you're thriving in the community that you live in. This
Mhm.
is what my heart beats for. And
Mhm.
if anybody knew me, they would say, that girl honors people through the eyes of God. It doesn't matter, their exterior. It's how God sees them. If he gave them a vision or a plan, of course, who am I to say it's not a good vision or a good plan? It's
Mhm.
God's plan. Let me help you to get it going.
Yes. Oh, I love that. I think that was one of the things that like really drew me to what you were doing in Business Empowered Mississippi,
Hmm.
because that heart for people and wanting to see those who are unafraid to be bootstrappers, right?
Hmm.
They're unafraid to go and put their coins in just a little bit more to get a little further and
Hmm.
a little further and a little further. And the more that we can do to help people get that dream that they've had in their heart and in their mind that they've been equipped with.
Yes. Absolutely. And
Equipped,
so that
equipped with, right?
absolutely. Absolutely. So we extend ourselves just to make them feel like they are who they've been created to be, no matter who they are. And there are so many different, especially when you put the name Christian in front of somebody, there's such a big stipulation
Oh my God.
with honoring people who are not like you.
Mm-hmm.
But how does God see them? It doesn't matter if they're not a believer today.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter if, they have some other issues in their tissues. If God has a purpose and a plan for their lives, who am I to do anything but to bring them along with me if they want to come and help to celebrate them right where they are? Because we never know who they're going to impact, who they've been called to impact in their community. So we want to just help them to get themselves in the best position that they could possibly be to be that for somebody else.
It is so incredibly important, especially in this. It's not even post COVID or pre COVID, in this pandemic that we're in, right? Where
Hmm.
every single structural change that could happen in every industry, we are now sitting in and we are facing.
Yes.
And there are, thousands, if not millions of people who have lost hope, they've lost jobs, they've lost family members. We're in this political climate where people are being completely nasty to one another, and it's just madness.
Yeah.
And then you have people that are just like, okay, well, you know what? I've got to do something different. I'm willing to reskill and retool myself.
Hmm.
And who will be there to help me? Because you know what? I have an idea to start a business, but my family, I've never done a business before. So my family's just like, who do you think you are? No, 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 no. We want to keep you safe.
Hmm.
You're going to spend your money doing what? You want to be around Mrs. Black America. Who do you think you are? We have all these things that happen, but in this time that we're in, it is incredibly important that if, for those that are watching, listening, if you've been given something in your heart that you want to bring to the world, you need to surround yourself with the people that are
Hmm.
going to help you to grow.
Right.
You need to invest your time and you
Hmm.
need to invest your cash.
Hmm. That's
Invest
it.
your time, invest your money, your energy. You have to shift what you're thinking about. You got to shift the way that you might communicate. You might not be able to spend time with the people that you've been just so used to spending time with in order to make that dream come to pass, right?
That is so true. That I mean, I can't stress enough for people who want to change. Des, I mean, there are people who I have come into my circle with attachments that they don't want to get rid of.
Mm,
And if you are dreaming big and you're hanging out with people who don't even believe that you have the ability or the fortitude to do what it is that's in your heart, then it's time to change circles. And so you have to readjust your life and you have to be willing to let go of the people who are not going to see you 5 years from now, 2 years from now in your best place.
Yes.
because people will come and go, but you want to make sure that the people that are in your inner circle, and Desi, we can talk about this inner circle, the five most important people in your life, they have to be the ones that's going to help you uh, catapult you into your next uh, dimension of greatness. So if you don't have those people around you, then it's going to be very hard for you to experience all that God put in your heart. If you want to experience greatness, you got to be around greatness.
Yes.
If you want to experience power working within you like you've never seen before, you have to get around powerful people.
Mhm.
And you have to invest, like you said, Desi, you got to invest in yourself. I said earlier, I invested over 18,000 years in like $18,000 in a matter of maybe 2 years, maybe 3 years with the John Maxwell team because I wanted to grow. I wanted to expand my capacity. I wanted to stretch myself and I wanted to help others. And so for me, the investment, I could not pay for the years of experience. And Desi, you know this because you're an executive director now. You've got to be willing to put money in yourself.
Mhm.
If you're not willing to pay a coach 500, 1,000, $1,200 or more to pour into you to help you to navigate and get out of a stuck place, I don't know how possible it's going to be. And for those of you that say, "Well, I don't have the money," but then you got to really think about what are you giving your money to?
Mhm.
What is it that you need to shift in your life to start pouring in you in the right way?
Mhm.
So those are the things that uh, we as coaches, we face these challenges with people all the time that they scream out, they want to change. They want to do this and they want to do that. Your dreams are valid and they are worth the investment. Your dreams are worth it. And for the investment that you're making in yourself to do whatever it is that you need to do to grow yourself,
Mhm.
it the money that you will get years down the line, it's like you wouldn't even it'll be like a little tip or a token that you gave yourself.
Exactly.
So think of it that way. I'm going to give myself a token of love because the investment in myself is great, and I know that years down the line it's going to yield a tremendous harvest.
Absolutely. Absolutely, it will. I love Cherie said issues in their tissue. I love that. That's
Yes.
y'all. That's a tweetable. If you if you meet somebody that just like, wait a second, hold on a second, they've got issue in their tissue, right? Just like we all do.
Yeah, we all have it.
We all have it. And Dr. Dara says your inner circle should be able to catapult you into your next dimension of greatness.
Hmm.
Love that. That's a very, very powerful. It's beyond an idea. It's something that you have to be very intentional, or not even have to, because you don't have to do anything, but you get to choose
Yeah.
who you surround yourself with so that that place that you want to get to or the things that you want to have,
Hmm.
it makes it feasible to do. Like,
Right.
like you shared earlier, you were recommended to get involved with the pageant, not realizing what it was going to entail. And at 57 years old,
Hmm.
you know, I'm teaching a mastermind right now on 15 invaluable laws of growth, and we just talked about the law of the mirror,
Yeah.
where it talks about you have to see value in yourself in order to add value to yourself.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
the idea of looking in the mirror and saying, you know what, you're worth it.
Hmm.
You're worth the investment. You're worth the time. You're worth the effort. That mantle of honor starts here first.
Right.
And
You've got
then
to respect yourself first.
you
You've got.
have to honor yourself first. You have to respect yourself. We
Mhm.
have to guide our thinking and be very intentional with the thoughts that we think, the time that we spend, the people that we allow to occupy our space.
Mhm.
It's incredibly important. Can't emphasize that enough, how incredibly important it is. So here you are, you and your husband, you guys win the title, and now you're serving the community at large
Mm-hmm.
in helping them to get to their, their, from step one to step two,
Mm-hmm.
and then beyond. Um, what is one myth about being in the role of Mrs. Black America Senior that you want to debunk?
Well, I would like to say this. It does, because the title Mrs. Black America, I think that's the first stigma that people get is the black.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. And so they missed the beauty of the platform itself and what we stand for.
Mm-hmm.
And so I wear this sash and this crown very proudly because it goes beyond my my color. It goes beyond the fact that we're all about strong communities. That's one of the things I loved about this pageant. We're all about strong marriages, strong economy, and strong faith. And so if the myth that I have run across is that, this pageant is for blacks. You know, the thing about it is it's for those that want to see their community thrive and be transformed. And so the contestants that I've met over the last couple of years have really done an amazing, a phenomenal job at getting out there and making it happen for their community. That's what it's all about. And I wanted to say this while you were talking about people in their small spaces. Queens, let me tell you something. Queens don't have everybody in their space. And those that they have in their circle are people of value.
Mm-hmm.
So I can tell you now, in a place of just walking in a queenly anointing, be very mindful that you are some kind of special, on assignment, on purpose, in purpose, and that everything around you uh, is very, very, let me get this right word, vital to where you're going. So if you are not mindful and careful about the people that are in your circle, and they must be of value. They must be those people that are helping you to win, that are helping you to become the champion, that are helping you to shine and to reign and to rule and dominate and create. If they can't help you to do any of those things, you have to reassess and reevaluate your circle.
Listen, okay, everybody in the back row, I hope you heard what you said. You must assess and reassess.
Mm-hmm.
You have to check your space because everyone doesn't deserve to be in your space. If you want to
Absolutely.
be, do, and have the things that God has put on your heart, you need to check, recheck, assess, reassess, and make sure that you surround yourself with
That's right.
the right people that will invest in you and you can pour in to them.
Mm-hmm. That's
We could talk
right.
about we could talk about this all night, but we don't have all that kind of time, right?
This is
So
good.
one of the things, the last question I want to ask you, Kathy, and I often say um, on the show is that we were made for this moment right here, right now.
Mm-hmm.
You and I were built for exactly this moment. Everything that we have, everything that we are, and where we're going,
Mm-hmm.
we're built for it.
Yeah.
So, how would you, or what would you say to encourage everyone that's watching tonight? Um, if you could share one thing that you know for sure that tells you that you were built for this, what would that be?
When I was formed in my mother's womb, I was called. And so I want to tell you that before you were born into this world, you were called. You were created for such a time as this. You can't talk yourself out of it. You can't say that I'm not good at this. You can't say that I can't do this. You were created for this. So this is my message to you today. It's time for you to shine. It's time for you to accept the greatness, embrace it, love on it, be okay with not uh, diminishing your shine for somebody else, and just let it come out. Let it come out. Even if you're in the, if even if you have the wrong circle around you, if you allow it to come out and do what it needs to do, look, your light will shine and it will probably blast some of those folk even out of your circle. So that is what I would tell you today.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you so incredibly much, Kathy, for your time, for sharing just these words of wisdom. We've had so many great comments that people have taken. Um,
Awesome.
Token of
Awesome.
love that'll reap a harvest so good. And here's another one that I absolutely love. Queens don't have everyone in their space. We need people that edify and magnify.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's such a wonderful thing. I just thank you so
I
much.
mean, have you ever seen a queen that has people around them that's always nagging and complaining? Queens have people around them that celebrate them, that honor them and respect them. Just think about it that way, you know?
You know what? Listen, if that's the case, that's not a queen.
Absolutely. That's what I'm talking about.
It's not a queen
Hmm.
because they're queens aren't going to spend their time in negativity.
Right.
They're just
Mm-mm.
not going to do it.
They're too busy creating and dominating.
Too busy creating and dominating. That's exactly it. That's exactly it. I am so honored, and I just want to thank you so incredibly much for taking the time and spending with us tonight. It has been a fantastic conversation. I would love to have you back. If you would please share how people can connect with you and how they can connect with the Business Empowered Mississippi and the other organizations that you have.
Okay, well, yeah. Business Empower Mississippi. It's one of the largest chambers in the state of Mississippi, but we go, as I said earlier, beyond the state. We actually represented in 6 or 7 other states. And so you can definitely look us up at bemississippi.com. That is bemississippi.com. And you can also check me out if you're looking for coaching or anything of that magnitude. Check us out at somac.net. That's SOMACC.net. And of course, my bling t-shirt company, and I can show you my bling.
Love,
Woohoo!
love, love, love.
Love, love, love. Yes, my bling online company is sheshops.us. Those are my 3 websites, and people can reach me at any of those platforms.
Awesome, awesome. Well, thank you again, Kathy. I sincerely appreciate your time tonight. I'm going to go ahead and wrap us up here. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us tonight for Monday Moments in the Girl Ask Me Anything community. I love each and every one of you. Just a reminder that the 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth, it's a weekly free teaching call that I'm doing every Thursday night at 5:30 Pacific Standard Time. We meet for 60 minutes and we're equipping you with what you need in order to develop the internal muscle so that you can go and be, do, and have the things that you want to have. I love y'all. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for joining us this evening, and we'll see you again next time. Take care.